Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, I have a lot of questions for you from the other channel. I did an open questions and answer, and there was quite a few questions that are more applicable to this channel, Mystical Fortunes Mysteries. And so, lucky you, I'm going to get all these questions done for you over here. Don't worry, I will get to the dead or alive rapid fire as well. So I'm using the Unveiled Tarot. It really gave out some banging answers on the other channel. If you're interested, I'll link it up in the posts area. You can go click on that, and it's mostly all about the royals. All right. I know a lot of you aren't interested in that at all. So that's why I've split the channels. So the first questions we are getting are from my dear, dear friend Annie. And her first question is, will this new pope be the one that activates the prophecy of the Lady of Fatima? Just trying to clear the cards from all the royal questions. So will this new pope be the one that activates the prophecy of the Lady of Fatima? Will this new pope be the one that activates the prophecy of the Lady of Fatima? Well, this activates the prophecy of the Lady of Fatima. Okay, cards are ready. The Mob. The Mob. This deck has two extra cards, the Mob and the Puppet. Queen of Swords in reverse. Four of Pentacles upright. Ten of Swords upright. Nine of Wands in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, and the Star in reverse. No, this Pope will not. This Pope will be very embattled. I did that other reading on the Pope saying that he's not going to be very open, and this is telling me this as well. He may face some ruin because of his stance that he's going to have some really strong opinions, and he's going to be it's my way or the highway type of pope, and he might end up getting stabbed in the back quite a bit. He might have a very great fall. Almost getting this mob. The other cardinals are all dressed in red, and they're like, whoa, what did we do putting this guy in here? Yeah. But no, he will not activate the prophecy of the Lady of Fatima. Okay. Will President Trump succeed at making America great again? Will President Trump succeed at making America great again? Will President Trump succeed at making America great again? Okay. Ooh, the Lovers. Well, that's the Gemini card. Six of Wands in reverse. The Chariot in reverse. Queen of Pentacles. Manifest. Eight of Swords in reverse. Two of Wands upright. Tiebreaker, Three of Pentacles. Yes, he will. Probably by year 3. Yeah, by year 3. Not right away, but yes, he's going to manifest it. Definitely. And a solid manifestation. Rebuilding. Also, Three of Pentacles is you're rebuilding. So coming together with other people to rebuild and rebuild stronger. Yeah, he will. Underlying the Moon in reverse. Yeah, so it's not an illusion. It's not an illusion. It'll be real, especially here with the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, will the world fall to the silent Muslim invasion? Oh, I almost don't want to do this one, Annie. Why? Oh, I'm afraid of the answer. Not that I'm afraid of the question, I'm afraid of the answer. Will the world fall to the silent Muslim invasion? Will the world fall to the silent Muslim invasion? Will the world fall to the silent Muslim invasion? The Lovers, isn't that interesting? Choice. The Emperor in reverse. Eight of Cups in reverse. Knight of Cups upright. Ace of Swords upright. Page of Cups upright. Judgment upright. Oh my Lord. Yes. What's the underlying? Seven of Pentacles. Yes. We're going to be stuck with them. We have to get rid of the monarchy first and install their own monarchs, right? Eight of Cups in reverse. And a lot of them don't even have their own monarchs. Like we think of the royal family, the Saudi Arabian, but Iran got rid of their Shah of Iran. But he wasn't Muslim, or was he? I don't know. But anyways, and we're going to be stuck with them. Yes. Damn it. Well, we got a second chance here. Maybe we'll, or it's their second chance at taking over the world. Okay, what is under the paws of the Great Sphinx? Is there a hidden library of information there? Well, let's find out. Under the paws. I did that one that was under the pyramid. What is under the paws of the Great Sphinx? What is under the paws of the Great Sphinx? What is under the paws of the Great Sphinx? What is under the paws of the Great Sphinx? What is there? What is there? Two of Wands, the Magician in reverse, Six of Pentacles upright, Knight of Swords in reverse. Now that would be the library, the puppeteer, Nine of Cups in reverse. It's not what you think. Three of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. It's empty. Whatever's there right now is empty. It might have been a library at one time. It's empty though now. Yeah, somebody has taken everything. You know what I'm getting here for some reason? The Library of Alexandria. But it's empty right now. It possibly could have been a library before that people paid to go and exchange books and whatnot. I don't think it was an open library. I think you had to pay to access it. But there's something there, but it's all empty now. It's empty. I think it was emptied by one of the governments. But yeah, it used to be a library, for sure it did. They might be planning right now to somehow open it. Two of Wands and Three of Pentacles. They might be thinking of some way to open it, and create some income from it. But they're fighting some government and whatnot. Yeah, it's there. It's definitely there because we have a soft yes, but I'm getting that whatever was there is no longer there. And they're actually thinking of a way to open it somehow, but they're fighting about it. Or they're, you know, maybe the archaeologist said, no, getting people in there, they're, you know, it'll wreck everything, or or perhaps it's not strong enough. Perhaps they have to build something up. But they're looking at ways to open it, but they're fighting about how to go about that. But yeah, there's space there, but what was ever there is no longer there. Okay. All right. Oh, and then the next question is, what is inside the Great Sphinx? So I just told you. So it's empty. There was something there, but it's empty, and they're wondering how they can open it up, because I think it would be a big money maker. Do Mary Magdalene and Jesus have descendants? I always get this question, so I'm gonna do it. Let's do a yes, no. Do Mary Magdalene and Jesus have descendants? Upright, positive, reversals, negative. And we're specifically even going to look for pages, because that's children. Upright, positive, reversals, negative. Upright, positive, reversals, negative. Do Jesus and Mary Magdalene, do they have descendants? The Moon in reverse. The Hermit in reverse. That's interesting, because that's the Virgin. Nine of Cups in reverse. Oh, Eight of Swords in reverse. Strength in reverse. Page of Swords upright. Ace of Cups upright. So this says no, they do not have descendants, but this shows a pregnancy. Oh, you know what? We asked about descendants, meaning, is there anybody with their bloodline today? And the answer is no, but they did have children. See, it's so important how you ask the question. There's the pregnancy card and there's the page. So I'm going to say they at least had one. The Lovers, they were definitely lovers. Definitely lovers. I'm going to say they had children, but there's no descendants today, because that's what we asked the cards. Definitely were lovers. They did have pregnancy, at least one child, at least one. But are there any today? No. Because that's what we asked. Do they have descendants? No. But they did have children. At least one. At least one. And they were lovers. They were lovers. 10 of Cups in reverse. So at one point they did have a family. All right. Okay. Is the succubus a real thing? Ooh, I don't know. Is the succubus a real thing? Now, succubus is a very evil entity, for those of you who don't know. Do I want to read on this? Let me put some spray around. This is dragon's blood. Radiate positivity. I want to make sure we're... Is this succubus? I don't want to talk too much about what it is. You'll have to Google it yourself, because I don't want to bring that energy into this. 7 of Pentacles in reverse, 10 of Cups in reverse, Knight of Cups upright, 5 of Wands in reverse, 9 of Swords in upright, 2 of Pentacles upright. We got tiebreaker, the Empress in reverse. I'm going to say no. It's a soft no. But I'm also going to say that people create a lot of this. This is the 9 of Swords with the Knight of Cups and 5 of Wands. They create their own anxiety and worry and arguments with themselves. And I think somebody provides them with something that then they get all tangled up with it. So is it a real thing? In your mind it would feel real, but chances are no, it is not. It's a distraction of something that something else is going on. This Empress here in reverse is saying no, it's not, because upright's pregnant with possibilities. In reverse is it's not possible. So there you go. Okay. Will the US dollar crash? If so, when, and what would replace it? Will the US dollar crash? Let's see when, and I'll have to preface this by telling you that tarot card timing is terrible. I don't know anybody who's mastered it. And let's see. So we'll be looking for a lot of pentacle cards here. King of Pentacles, there you go, in reverse. Is that Warren Buffett? 9 of Wands. It'll be really embattled for, that's my 9 months card. 5 of Swords. It'll remain top of Knight of Pentacles. Maybe not a crash, just it'll be steady as she goes, but it won't. Yeah, see, the clock agrees with me. 3 of Cups upright. The Star in reverse. And the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, is it going to crash? No, it's not. Soft no, right? Because we got 4. 4 is soft. What's underneath here? 7 of Wands. They'll defend it. But that doesn't mean it's going to soar either, right? It's going to be, this is the Knight of Pentacles is the best case scenario. It's just flat, just watching. I think if anything, with this Knight of Swords here, I think there'll be a lot of people trying to attack it, especially next to the Star, try and bring it down, but it's embattled. And, but here's the interesting thing. I was looking for the Ace of Pentacles for Bitcoin. That's my Bitcoin card. That didn't show up at all. So I think the dollar is going to just remain flat. They're going to defend it. They're going to make sure that it doesn't crash. I think that they're going to attack it. There might be some things that bump it around with this King of Pentacles in reverse. So perhaps, something happens. Like, for example, Warren Buffett announced that he is retiring, or somebody with like really big money. The King of Pentacles, they do something that, hurts the dollar or whatever. But with this bully card here, I think they'll do something to prop it up. They'll keep propping up. Whether that's good or not, I'm not sure here with the Star in reverse. But they'll keep attacking what the government's doing, but the government doesn't care. It'll be steady as she goes. I don't see any like big spikes either way. And if there are, they're temporary. All right. Will disclosure of UFO technology, extraterrestrial life, or aliens ever occur? What's the actual truth of each of these? That's a big question. That's almost its own its own show. So, 6 of Cups, history. So here's what I think about. I've done a video on aliens. It's on the channel here, so you can go ahead and look at that. And my personal bias is I don't believe that there's extraterrestrials or aliens. I believe what we see is the colonies that live underground. Yes, there's colonies that live underground, specifically under the Arctic, Antarctica. I did a 5-part series on that. And it even explained the cow mutilation, that they need something because they don't have the sun. that they come, I know you got your tinfoil hat on. They are the ones who come and grab what they need from the cows. Whatever vitamins are in those organs that they take is what they're missing, or they use to make a vitamin pill or something. I don't know if it's D, because they don't get it because of the lack of sunshine. So that's and it's aliens. So if you go up on the main page and you look at the little magnifying glass and just put aliens in there, it'll come up. And that was a whole video I did on that one. All right. Can you please do a reading on Pierre Polyev and his future in politics? I'm retiring from doing political readings. Sorry. It's number one, the vitriol I get from people if I don't say what they want me to say. If I do something wrong, the vitriol that I get from people saying, "Oh, you're an idiot, you got it wrong." Nobody remembers the 50 that I do get right. They remember the one I get wrong. And I don't know what it is about politics. I can read on just about anything else, and people are quite nice about the comments, even if they disagree with me. That's fine. I don't shy away from disagreements. But once you start calling me names, I've had enough. And so unfortunately, I will not be doing any more political readings. I'll do like where's Canada's future, where I just did what's the American dollar, will Trump make America great again. Those are outcomes. Those aren't who's going to win the election, or about like. And I've got another question here, Alberta separation. I've already kind of touched on that. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because I just can't take it anymore. I honestly can't. The other option is just turning off comments on political commentary, and I'm just going to not do anything political. So Pierre Polyev is not elected right now. I would like if it was something like, what's the future of Mark Carney? That's different. He's been elected in. He is not elected in yet, so I will not be reading on him and his future in politics. So I'm sorry, but I just honestly, I'm sure you're a nice person and you want to know the question, but I can't take it anymore. I honestly can't. And maybe I'm saying the vitriol, the trolls have won. So be it. Let them think they won. Don't care. All right. Maybe an auto writing read specifically on medical advancements in the next 10 years related to vaccines or cancer, or individual medicine, or the advancement of med beds. Okay, let's just see. Let's do a 10-year medical advancements. What are we going to see? 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 What are we going to see in 10 years in medical advancements? What are we going to see in medical advancements? Cards are ready. Four of Wands in reverse. That could be death or death. 10 of Pentacles upright. Prolonging life, avoiding death. Knight of Pentacles. It's going to be pretty much the same. 5 of Wands up in reverse. 10 of Swords. Oh, they want to give us more injections. Ace of Swords, surgery, and the Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay. You know what? I'm going to Nine of Swords in reverse. I think there's going to be a lot about mental health. I think they're going to be giving us more injections. I think they're going to be giving us more surgery. I think that things really aren't going to change that much. I don't see that many fantastic advances. I see mental health is going to be absolutely huge, and suicide. I think suicide will be something at the forefront that they're looking at, and you have to wonder if that has anything to do with the current transgender right now, people regretting what they've done. But there's definitely something here about suicide for sure. That they're maybe they come up with a pill for it, but there's going to be something here that they're really studying or looking at that. Um, Prolonging life will be a big, huge thing. Prolonging life, but definitely more injections, more surgery. I don't see like I was looking like for like the Three of Swords. That's a heart, so more heart things or pentacles or medicines, right? So there's different things you can read in here, uh, but I'm not seeing anything like that. I think if anything, I was even looking for technology. We don't really even have technology, a lot of technology on here. Um, Yeah, looks like just continuing to prolong life. There's going to be a big emphasis on suicide. So I don't know. Maybe that's what they come up with, some kind of injection, or they realize they've injected people with something and the suicide rates go up. There's going to be something about suicide for sure. I got to be careful how many times I say it. And surgery. We might even see some truths break through, some new studies or some truth about aging. But I think mental health is going to be the big one. Four of Cups. I think people are going to be somewhat disenchanted. Also, I was looking for the Devil card. Devil is Cancer. Didn't get that. So I think mental health is going to be at the forefront. And I think they're also going to try and give us more vaccines. I think they're, extending life, whatever that means. I'm not getting that there's any kind of medication here. Maybe it's uh, some some kind of study that extends life somehow. But I'm getting that people are gonna be really apathetic to the medical world. They're kind of like, yeah, okay, we're over you. We don't believe you. So that's in the next 10 years. So I don't really see a lot moving forward in that regards. Okay, will Starmer lose his prime minister job? Again, I'm not doing any more political. If you ask me, like, how's the UK economy going to go? That kind of thing. Or will Starmer, um, you know, help the UK economy? That's different, but nothing about their jobs. No election, political, I can't. Sorry, I can't. And I'm sure you as a person could not take half of the negative comments that I get. And you don't see half of them because they're being held by YouTube. But they're terrible. And I'm not going to do it anymore. Will Trump survive his term? I'm not going to read on that because it has nothing to do with the economy. That's political. I'd love an update on Liam Payne now that he's settled on the other side. Um, let's see if he'll come through. I just saw that they've settled his will. You know what? I think I'm going to save that for an auto writing. I'm going to do an auto writing on that because I don't like doing an auto writing after I read the cards. I'm always afraid that my brain is remembering what cards were put down instead of it being clean. So I'll do that. I'm going to do that as an auto writing. Okay. Amelia Earhart, automatic writing would be interesting as well. I like those the best. I thought I did an auto writing on Amelia Earhart. I know I did a big reading on her. So you'll need to go and search that on the channel. I know I did for a fact. Was it an auto writing? I've done thousands of readings. I can't remember them all. I'm pretty sure I did an auto writing with her. Actually, I'm pretty sure I did. Or I did a big reading on her. So go ahead and search with that. Go up to the little magnifying glass on the channel page and put in her name. Okay. Hi, Shanta. Sorry if you've read on these before, but these are what I'm interested in. Did Jesus go to the Himalayas? Did the Middle Ages actually happen? Did the Large Hadron Collider change the timeline? Was the Iraq War really about the fact that Iraq wanted oil sales to be in euros instead of dollars, which would bankrupt the USA? Thank you. All right, well, let's just do quick yes/no on these. Did Jesus go to the Himalayas? Upright positive, reversals negative. Did Jesus go to the Himalayas? Upright positive, reversals negative. Did Jesus go to the Himalayas? Upright positive. Ooh. Oh. Wow. I don't know if they want to talk about this or not. The Magician in reverse. And you know, this is interesting because some train of thoughts of tarot, the Magician is Jesus. So that's interesting. Showed up in reverse. The devil. Devil went down to Georgia, but did he go to the Himalayas? Eight of Wands in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. Six of Swords in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. Five of Wands in reverse. Absolutely not. And there he is. He showed up the first card in reverse saying no. No, he did not. No, he did not. Now, with this devil here, I'm wondering if this is telling us that he was kind of stuck where he was. Like, we have to remember, like, how would he got there on donkey? You know, and it gets pretty cold up there. And I'm going to say no. I'm going to say he stayed where he was for whatever reasons. You know, we think, you know, you think back then, I think 2,000 years ago, how would you communicate once you crossed the border into the next country? Did you have a passport? Or, you know, and what language did you speak? What language did they speak? There was no translators. It was a free-for-all. You cross the border on your donkey walking, and then where the farmer doesn't like you, he kills you. Like, it's not what we think of travel today. It would take like months, if not a year, to get from the Middle East to the Himalayas, right? Because you're not walking 12 hours a day. You can't do that to your animal. You know, and how else would they get there? Horse or donkey or walking. Language, how many countries do you go through with different languages? Then you get there, now what language are you speaking? And the answer is no. No. Yeah, very strong no. And look at even this Six of Swords, the travel in reverse. No. No, he did not. Even this King of Wands, you think, you know, the king. No, he did not. He did not. And also the Eight of Wands is in reverse. No, he did not. He was kind of stuck where he was due to the times of the... Okay, did the Middle Ages actually happen? This is a great, great question because a lot of people, there's a real school of thought that said, no, they did not. Did the Middle Ages actually happen? Did the Middle Ages actually happen? Did the Middle Ages actually happen? The Middle Ages actually happen. Upright positive, reversals negative. Upright positive, reversals negative. Did the Middle Ages actually happen? The Hanged Man in reverse. The World in reverse. Page of Cups in reverse. Four of Cups in reverse. Four of Swords upright. Nine of Wands in reverse. Knight of Wands in reverse. The answer is no, they did not. Some of you might be shocked to see that. 10 of Cups upright. Now, it was a very unsuccessful time. Very unsuccessful time. Lots of bad news. Was this perhaps lots of plagues and whatnot with the Four of Swords here? A lot of really sick people, really embattled people. Why do we have this rainbow and this joy here? I'm trying to read that, the underlying. But anyways, we've only got one upright, so the answer is no. The Middle Ages did not happen. It was, whatever it was, went really quickly. Really quickly. I'm not getting like any battles, or it was just a very unsuccessful time. And I'm getting that it was like crunched in. So what we think of the Middle Ages didn't last as long as we think they did. It was a very family-oriented time. Was there a lot of sickness then? Were there a lot of plagues and whatnot? I'm getting that it didn't last as long as they say it did. It wasn't a very prosperous time. It was more family. Like when you get the 10 of Cups, that's like really, that's your immediate family. So it's like everybody got into like little villages. I'm getting like little villages. It wasn't anything about like big countries. It wasn't the big picture. It was like survival by little villages. So everybody, tried to survive in that little village, or, really kind of sequestered themselves. It was a time they were quite embattled and they weren't very successful. Yet in some way they were happy. It was a very regretful time. Not much went on. And it's not as long as people say it was. So when they say this Middle Ages, there just was this little piece of time and they've brushed over. That's what I'm getting with this rainbow. They've brushed over and put, it's like they've jammed a bunch of time into a small time frame and called it a big. It'd almost be like taking 10 years of 1900, like taking 1940s, like taking the 10 years of the 1940s and calling the 1900s the war century. That's what I'm getting. Okay, I don't know if that makes any sense. Did the Large Hadron Collider change the timeline? It's interesting you're asking this question because I'm going to do a whiteboard on timelines. So let's see. And this goes back to, is it 1999 or 2012, or that people feel the timeline has changed. But let's see. Did the Large Hadron Collider change the timeline? These cards are getting sticky. 8 of Cups, yeah, they want to be changed. All right, well, good thing I have another set right here. I'm going to switch over to, it's the Tarot of Traditions. People like to know what deck it is. And like I said, if you go to my Amazon store, which is always down below, all the cards I use are in my Amazon store. And if they aren't there, then they're an independent. Okay. Did the Large Hadron Collider change the timeline? Oh yeah, look, these are shuffling much, much nicer. Okay. Ooh, 3 of Swords in reverse. Temperance upright. Knight of Wands in reverse. The Sun upright. Queen of Cups in reverse. The Magician in reverse. Queen of Wands upright. 1, 2, 3. No. Soft no. Soft no. I think it did something. It changed something, but not the timeline. And interestingly, there's the spin doctor. We have 2 women here and a young man. What's the underlying? 5 of Wands. No, it really didn't. I would prefer to see like more like Moon. Moon is like timeline, like the 28 days cycle. The Sun here, though, it did change something. It did change something for a split second. But I think it went back to the way it was. I think it did. There was something upsetting that happened for a split second. This could have been something to do with in August. In August, a Leo season. There's something could have happened. But it was like a split second. It didn't hold. Let's put it that way. It didn't hold. Like maybe for 3 seconds. It might have something to do in August. In August. But they balanced it out again. All right. And was the Iraq War really about the fact that Iraq wanted oil sales to be in euros instead of dollars? Very interesting. I didn't realize that. The Iraq War. Was it about the fact that Iraq wanted oil sales to be in euros instead of dollars? 8 of Cups, walking away. 8 of Swords, the Lovers, choices. Could have been, let's see, upright positive, reversals negative. 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 The Fool. Ooh, they wanted to start something. 7 of Pentacles, but they weren't very successful. Tons of money. 3 of Cups upright. Temperance. 3 of Pentacles, more money. Page of Swords. And the Queen of Cups in reverse. I'm going to say, yeah, definitely. Interesting, the Queen of Cups, too, could be Europa. Right? Underlying, oh, judgment, no more chances. No, you're not changing to euros. Yeah, it was definitely about changing to euros. For sure it was. Here's the plans that they had. They just weren't, they wanted a whole fresh new start. They were in agreement with other countries that wanted to do this. And they even actually had plans. And they did some research on it. And there's Europa as well. So I'm going to say yes. Well, plus we've got yes, right? We've got 5 upright. So yes, it was about that. It was about that. And they just simply didn't get the chance to do it. Judgment here is no more chances. No, no, you're not doing it. You're absolutely not doing it. They were in agreement with 3 other countries, and it failed. They were kind of stupid to do that. There you go. That's what the whole war really was about. Changing, but they didn't get a chance to do that. Okay. All right. Will there be more massive power outages this year in Europe? Okay, that's a good, fair one. Will there be more massive power outages in Europe? Will there be more massive power outages in Europe this year? Will there be more massive power outages? More massive power outages this year. Ooh. Clock wants to chime in. 4 of Cups in reverse, big regrets. 3 of Cups, no fiesta. Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, 9 of Cups in reverse, 7 of Wands in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse. I'm going to say no because we've only got 2 upright. We got 5 in reverse. I think they're going to be doing some things. They're going to change some things, maybe throw some money at it. I think that's what they're going to do. I think there's they found out what was going on, and they're going to fix it. So are they going to? What they did do is really indefensible, and they realized how ridiculous it was with this Ace of Cups in reverse and 9 of Cups. It absolutely did not work out the way that they wanted to, and they realized that. So I think they're just going to throw some more money at it. They're going to fix some things, and this is saying no, there won't be any. They regret what happened and how upset the people got. And at the end of the day, it's all about power, isn't it? So you don't want to upset the voting public. Okay. Will there be any cargo ship delays again this year? Will there be any cargo ship delays? Now, there's a problem with the cargo ships in California right now. The ports are empty because the cargo ships don't want to land in the States and then have to pay the tariffs. So is that a delay, or is that, what is that? What's that going on there? So apparently a lot of them are coming up to Canada just to unload their goods. And then they're hoping, just keeping them in warehouses until the tariff war is done or something. But anyways, let's see about the cargo ships. Cargo ship delays. Cargo ship delays. And delays are different than Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you guys might run out of stuff. Cargo ship delays. The Star. Well, hope and healing. There's going to be some hope and healing. 3 of Cups in reverse. 10 of Pentacles. Well, big money. So 8 of Wands in reverse. Well, that's not moving. The Hanged Man. That's Six of Wands in reverse. So we have 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need one more. How did I short myself? Got a tiebreaker. Knight of Cups. So I'm going to say, believe it or not, because we asked, will there be any cargo ship delays? The answer is yes. Yes, there is. Here they are, the Hanged Man right there. I wonder if it has anything to do. Six of Wands, they aren't successful in getting it. But then there's the Knight of Cups. Somebody comes to their rescue. Lots of money on the line. They're trying to fix it. But I think this Three of Cups here is telling me it has something to do with the tariff wars that are going on, that people aren't agreeing on something. But here they are stuck. Eight of Wands in reverse, Hangman is like, you aren't going anywhere. And the Six of Wands in reverse, you're not successfully completing what you wanted to do. Here's the Knight of Cups, though, that breaks it open. Somebody's going to, especially here with the Star, somebody's going to come in and I don't know what they offer, or they fix something, because we do have the Ten of Pentacles here. So big money's on the line. Big money's on the line. All right. Okay. So here's another political one I'm not going to answer. Okay, I would love to know more about why we seem to see more children with neurodivergence coming into the world. What could be the significance of this, and what might they be here to teach humanity? Thank you. Now, I'm just going to quickly answer this because I want to preface by saying I'm actually working on a big deep dive onto neurodiversity. So I'm just going to quickly answer this, and we'll take it from there, and you can look forward to that deep dive coming up soon. Okay, why do there seem to be more children coming into the world with neurodivergency, and what are they here to teach humanity? And what are they here to teach humanity? Why does it seem more coming in? We don't have to say seem. The numbers are, you can just look at the numbers, and they are. What are they here to teach humanity? Okay, cards are ready. Page of Wands in reverse. Bad news that grows. I wonder. Ten of Pentacles, it's genetic. It's genetic and passed down, passed down, passed down. The world. The world, successful endings. Also, that's recycle or reincarnation. Six of Wands in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse. The Magician in reverse. Six of Cups upright. Guys, there might be a genetic component here. Now, I wonder if that medical one I did, and I said there's something mental health, I wonder if they discover the reason why. Queen of Swords in reverse. Let's see. What's the underlying? The Moon, illusion, confusion. There's some kind of genetic component. There's something in the DNA. There's something in the reincarnation. It's something that I'm almost getting like it's a sleeper cell. That there's something in the genetics like maybe 4 generations back. And it's something that something that comes out. I'm really seriously getting that it's genetic. I think you're going to hear some bad news about it soon. As if like there's no cure for it, or I thought, you know, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I thought we were going to see the 10 of swords or even the 8 of swords, and I was said, oh, it's injections, right? That's what sword is. But the only sword we have is the Queen of Swords here in reverse, which tells me with the 6 of Wands and the Page of Wands is some kind of news about something they can't cure, they something they can't help. And it's almost as if it's like I'm getting like it's like a sleeper cell. It's from way in the past. Way in the past. This isn't like, oh, your grandmother had it, or I'm talking like even maybe even up to 10 generations ago that something happened or they did something. 4 to 10 like was there a war? Was there a war? It's going to be uncovered. It'll definitely, there's a lot of illusion around it, and the truth is definitely going to come out, and people are not going to be happy. Don't be surprised if they discover it's genetic. And everyone's going to say, oh, you're just saying it's genetic, so you don't have to say it's the vaccines. Maybe the vaccines trigger it, right? Maybe the vaccines trigger it, but it's there. It's a sleeper cell. So go back 10 generations, and what was going on? Is that the Civil War? Or was there another war going on and they were using chemicals, for example, in bombs, or whatever they were using back then? Poisons, right? They used a lot of poisons back then. I don't know if they had bombs or not. Probably not. I'm probably overstepping that. I think, did they have guns though? 10 generations ago? You know, we're looking at early 1800s, well, yeah, you know what they did? Look at around when America in the 1776, they had guns. So maybe there was something in the gunpowder. It's a sleeper cell though, and it's genetic. And I think they're going to announce something about that, and people are going to be really upset, and they're going to think it's the vaccines, and maybe the vaccines activate it, but it's already there in the body. Anyways, so this is interesting because my other part of my research isn't going that way, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, so that's just a quick touchdown on that. What are they here to teach humanity? Something about family. Something about family. Success. It's not really coming to me what they're here to teach. Perhaps it is about family, about legacy and passing things on, and yeah. Anyways, watch for my big reading on neurodivergence. Okay. What does the next year look like for our new American Pope? I just read on that. So that's easy to find. I think it's the last video I did. What's going on with the new Pope? Again, go look at that. Can you tell us if when things are going to get any better? That is such an open, it says there's so many horrible things going on in the US that mainstream media does not report on. Can you tell us if when things are going to get any better? That's such an open question. That's almost a whole video in itself. Thank you. Also, here in my city, there are quite a few young ladies that have been unalived and they can't seem to find the person responsible. Again, oh, city after city after city. We have a special memorial park to honor them and bless their souls. Will there ever be justice? Well, I don't know what city you're in. So that's such an open question. I'd love to answer your question. Maybe on another video, put a little bit more detail into that. I just, for me to ask the cards that is like, are things going to get better? Is like, for what, right? I mean, you have to be a little bit more specific. And also there's many of those memorials in many cities for that. Like we have the Highway of Tears here in Canada. Terrible, just terrible. Okay. Okay, what does George Washington and forefathers think about what's happening in the United States? That's kind of a cool question. Let's ask that. What does the future hold for the United States? Well, you know what? On July 4th, I always do a big, future forecast for the United States. So that's only a little bit away. So let's just ask, what does George Washington and forefathers think about what's happening in the United States? It's kind of a fun question. Let's ask that one. What do they think? What do they think? What are they thinking? So George Washington is a Pisces, so I'll be looking for King of Cups. And of course, the United States is also King of Cups. Isn't that interesting? Because it's a Cancerian country. What did George Washington and forefathers think about what's going on in the United States right now? Oh, the devil in reverse. Oh my Lord. They're wondering how in the hell are they going to get out of this? There's no getting out of this. Whatever this is, there's no getting out of it. The Three of Pentacles in reverse. They're like, how are we going to get out of this? King of Pentacles. Well, they know that there's a lot of very wealthy people in the United States, and they're doing quite well. They're not that concerned about the economy per se. Six of Cups. They're actually pretty happy with the way things have passed down over the generations. Ten of Cups in reverse. They don't like what's happening with the families, with the immediate family. They're not very happy with that. They're not happy that families can't be successful and happy, and they're concerned about that. The Hermit. The Hermit. And Two of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so they know there's something going on. Oh, Six of Swords upright for the underlying. Okay, so they know there's some things that they're just stuck with now. There's no way out. There's no way out. They are happy with how some people are doing quite well. Quite well. The direction of what has happened, like because the Six of Cups is the passing things down, high trust, siblings, they're happy with that. They are not happy with what's happened to the family. For some reason, they feel like the backbone of the United States is the happiness of the family, is the happiness of the country. They believe it or not, they like some of the direction. The sage, the hermit, with the King of Pentacles. They're enjoying that. They can't believe the budget. They overwhelmed by the budget. They think that the United States needs guidance. That the United States needs more of the village elders to take charge. More of the people to be a bright shining light, to give direction to more young people. But if you look here, there's only 3 upright. They aren't happy overall at all. They know there's something that is definitely wrong that they can't get out. And they're not happy with the budget or that kind of thing. They're not happy that families aren't happy. That's not what right? When you think about it, they wanted freedom for people, freedom, to be successful, to, back then you were mostly successful if you had a lot of children, right? And they see that it's gone away from that. King of Pentacles, that's really interesting with 6 of Cups. They're happy with the success of the people who have done really well. And also King of Pentacles is the overall prosperity of the country they're happy with. Interesting question. But yeah, they're a little bit upset about some things. They think somebody needs to step forward and be a guiding light and get the families back on track. I don't know why I'm picking up so strongly on that. Well, you have to think back when they started too. Families were the be all and end all. I mean, that was your wealth was a family basically, because that's how you passed on through the generations. But yeah, look at that, Devil showed up right in reverse right away, and the 3 of Pentacles. There's no getting out of it. All right, great question. Okay. Will Alberta separate? Well, number one, that's a political question, so I'm not going to answer it. But I did answer it on the video, that correction, the election aftermath video. I answered that there. Okay, this is a general one. Thank you so much for this. I'd love to know if Germany will ever split up into 2 or possibly more countries again. Okay, Germany. Will Germany ever split up into 2 or possibly more countries ever again? Now, what did I do here? I didn't gather that one up very well. All right. Germany. Deutschland. Now there's a country whose borders have changed so much over the years. Germany. Well, it's split into 2 or more countries again. 3 of Wands. Somebody's thinking about it. Somebody's planning on it. The Devil. King of Swords. There's a rotten politician. Very rotten politician right next to the Devil like that. The Empress in reverse. The Chariot in reverse. Look at the big major arcanas. The Hierophant. 2 of Wands. Isn't that interesting? 3 ones, 2 ones are looking at each other. There's a politician that really wants to do it, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Soft, yes. 2 of Pentacles, but it's all distraction. They want you to look over here and not over there. There's definitely a politician who's very interested in doing that for his own reasons. I'm getting, though, that it'd be very reckless, and neither country will do well. It would be 2. It would be 2. Cooler heads are trying to prevail. But here, should I stay or should I go? It definitely would be 2, not 3. But somebody's looking at it. Somebody's definitely looking at it. Yeah, it would be 2. And it's being pushed by one politician. And he's not a very nice person at all. At all. Somebody might come to the forefront and try and stop it. But it's a huge distraction of something else that's going on. Okay. Do twin flames exist? No, they do not. They do not. You have to go watch my Soul series, the whiteboard series that I talk about that extensively. Go look for soul families, and I talk about that. They do not. So soul mates exist. Twin flames do not. Twin flames is a new age term to suck you into spending money on it. It doesn't exist. It actually, it makes me really sad how some people drag people into it. It's a false hope. It's false hope. Okay, Killing Fields of Texas, serial killer of women, only known as Frankston murders. In Victoria, Australia, I was told in a dream, you have to live your destiny. What does this mean? Well, you have to decide. That's a personal question. I'm not answering personal questions. Killing Fields of Texas. Actually, I'm going to do a whole reading on that, on the Killing Fields of Texas. I just saw a special on it, and that's definitely on the list. What is the life lesson for those that A, don't have children, and B, remain mostly single for various reasons out of their control? Well, number one, everything is always in your control. Always. I know some people argue with me, but other than other people leaving you, like passing away, obviously you have no control over that, but that's because that's their life and they have control on it. Anything to do with you, you have 100% control over. And remain mostly single for various reasons. Sometimes it's your soul contract, and sometimes it's just the karma that you've set up. I just did a video on karma, cleaning up your karma. Also, on the soul lessons, I just did a whiteboard on that. So go back and look at that, because this is a personal question. And so go back and look at that. And if you don't have children, sometimes you're here for other reasons other than having children. And perhaps you're meant to put yourself into your career, or spend a lot of time volunteering, or cleaning up your karma from a previous life. So you might want to look and see, is it cleaning up your karma? Is it just working within your soul family? Where are you on your soul evolution? Perhaps this lifetime you came down not to have any children. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Go back and study those, because this is more of a personal question. All right. Did humans live for over 300 years before Christ's time? How long have humans been on the planet Earth? Will we see and meet the ones they call aliens in the next 100 years or earlier? Okay, did humans live for over 300 years before Christ's time? Absolutely. For thousands of years before Christ's time. Absolutely. I don't even have to read the cards to tell you that. For sure. I mean, yeah, they did. Um, thousands of years. Thousands of years. How long have humans been on the planet? Some say 100,000 years. Some, like you go back to the Neanderthals, that was 40,000 years ago. Cro-Magnon. Um, there's evidence of human activity 100,000 years ago. So way back when. Some say we were here when the dinosaurs were here. So yeah, that's a big question. And will we see and meet the ones they call aliens in the next 100 years? Well, let's ask that. And I just explained what aliens were. I believe they're the people who live. So that they aren't technically aliens. They are just humans we are unaware of that live in a different location. Some of them live under the ocean, like deep in the earth, like that. Is there another sun in the earth? That's a kind of a cool question. In the middle, some people have asked about that as well, but I'm not asking that. I'm just saying, will we ever meet or see the people we call aliens in the next 100 years? All right. Oh, look at that. One. Wow, 10 of Pentacles. We may have already. Oh, 2 of Cups in reverse. 9 of Wands upright. Justice. King of Swords in reverse. The Magician in reverse. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. That's the thing, what I just said, they aren't really aliens. They're humans that just live in a different area, a different part of Earth. I think that's absolutely right. I think we're related to them. Let's see. We're related to them. And I don't know if they want to meet with us on up here. I don't think they don't want to really do that. Because the answer is clearly no. We have 5 in reverse here. But yeah, they're just humans living in a different part and a different lifestyle, a different, no different than, you think about it, 3,000 years ago, there's people in Africa and, people in South America that just didn't know about each other. Still living, right? And they're still part of the human family. So they're part of the human family, but they really don't want to come up and meet with us for whatever reason. Maybe there was a hard fought battle and they went down below and they're like, yeah, we're good. We let's just keep it as it is. So the answer to that is no. No, and we also have the Ace of Swords. So the answer is no. In the next 100 years or earlier, no. Okay, another question about the Pope. Again, I'll refer you to that. I'd like to know if Lisa Marie Presley is reunited with her loving daddy. I did a auto writing with Lisa Marie, so go ahead and search for that. Let's see what else is here. We have another thing. A Starmer won't answer that about Starmer. Another question about the Pope. Then a missing persons one that I won't do. So that wraps up that for now. And if you go to the next one, I'm going to be doing the dead or alive rapid fire. So those are all the questions I have for now that I'm going to be answering here. Again, if I didn't answer your question, go ahead and search for that, because if I didn't answer it, it's because I already have, or I don't want to, like the political ones. All right, so thank you very much for your time and attention. I sure appreciate you. I honestly do. Please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.